Well, it's an honor. It's really a pleasure and an honor to be here. For me, it's unusual since I've not traveled around for the Actors Studio. And the Actors Studio has been the most important thing to me in my young career and as I continue. Recently, I just completed a play and working on the movie of that play, Salome, by Oscar Wilde, which originated at the Actors Studio, this style of working. And a couple of the movies you'll be seeing at this festival, actually all the movies I made originated at the Actors Studio. They were developed there and then went on to become movies I made. And it was an example of some of what transpires there and how it can go on. But that isn't the main reason for the Actors Studio, to reach out into the commercial world. What it is it's a home and a place for actors, playwrights and directors. I made a DVD called Babylonia, in which I am at the Actors Studio, babbling away.
Che verrà visto poi, Babylonia verrà visto proprio durante la retrospettiva.
And I talk, I talk about the studio and what it means to so many actors in the world. And what people confuse sometimes is the fact that the television show, which has become very popular and very helpful to the Actors Studio, inside the Actors Studio, right? The host James Lipton is there. But it doesn't really explain the studio, and it's at the end of the show now they're putting on a logo where people who see the program can also audition for the Actors Studio. The Actors Studio is free. I mean, this is a remarkable thing. Not many people know that. It always has been free. One auditions, which when I say one, I mean anyone. Anyone can audition. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're from, how old you are, and what your associations are. You're free to come to the studio, audition, and if you're accepted, you're there for life. You're a life member. I'm just articulating some of the requisites and some of the advantages of being in the studio, because it's had various heydays, so to speak, times when it was more flourishing than others, but that's the way these things are. They go through stages. When I was a very young actor, we had acting sessions, they were called sessions, twice a week, and we had a playwright-directors unit, which was run by Harold Clerman for playwrights and Elia Kazan for directors. We had Lee Strasberg giving acting sessions in which professional actors were allowed to exercise and experiment. Experiment was the key, and to try to reach into areas that one doesn't normally get an opportunity to do or a chance to do in the professional theater. And it was also an opportunity for directors to interact with actors, filming, readings, exercises, getting to know people that you wouldn't normally know, people seeing your work, opportunities for both social life and for professional life. So I'm very honored to be here at this Rome Film Festival, which to me is a really great opportunity to show the films and in this Mecca of Italy, which is a great home of the greatest films we've had. And so it's wonderful to see this. I hope it continues, because it's what all of us need. And there's my speech, and I never even thought about it. I just made it up as I went. So I didn't write it. Could you repeat that for just this last part of it?
come ci si sente, cosa si prova a lavorare con il proprio maestro, mi riferisco agli Strasberg, in un film, il film è Il Padrino parte seconda.
Oh, okay. You know what happens to me sometimes? I get so caught up in him as an actor that I listen to him and forget this. Natural thing. Besides, I read lips. Oh, he's speaking in Italian. So the question was about Lee Strasberg, who was a dear, finally wound up being a very dear friend of mine. Working with him was, of course, impossibly nerve-wracking, since he was the guru of acting. And it was surprising at first, but when I thought about it, not too surprising, because Lee was an actor. And when you work with an actor, you understand what we do together. When you're up on that wire, and you're walking with a 100-foot drop, you are holding hands. So in a way, Lee Strasberg was just another actor, as I am just another actor when we're out there acting. And so it was interesting to see that. And he never once instructed me or judged my performance. We, in a sense, we worked together, and we understood the characters together. I made 2 movies with him, and it was really an opportunity to be with him and to know him, not just to learn from him, which I did all the time. You couldn't help learning from Lee. He was a born teacher. And we know teachers are like actors are. But he was also an actor. And like he said, when they asked him how he would like to be remembered, he said as an actor. So it's interesting. Working with him was a revelation, because he was an actor, and very classy, because he never told me what to do except once. Aren't you going to ask me what he said?
I was going to.
I came late to filming, which is not a usual thing for me. I'm usually on time. Something was up, and I started the scene with him in time. And then he turned to me at one point and said, "You know, darling, you have to learn your lines if you're going to act." And I thought, that is it. That's true. It's one of the difficult things when you get older, learning your lines. Because lines are very important, because once you learn them, you can move them out of the way. And And he was right. And that's the only thing he ever said to me. Learn your lines. So did my grandmother. She said that to me.